name is Higiro. I'm the country director of Shelter Homes.
My name is Fidel. I'm head teacher of Israel-Rwanda.
My name is Judith. I'm a teacher of geography.
My name is Mr. Masteria. I'm a teacher of English and computer science.
My name is Dushima Nachalo. I'm a teacher of biology.
My name is Iman Rafasha.
My name is I live in Israel. I am in the 11th grade at Rogozin High School, and I'm very excited to participate in the project of Israel-Rwanda School Biodiversity Program.
The Biodiversity Program will help our two sister schools, Israel and Rwanda, to share their cultural experiences.
Biodiversity program will improve the quality of education,
increase food production in our school.
Biodiversity will improve skills in English and computer science, biology and ICT.
Bring awareness on how to conserve environment in our community.
To
help us understand
to become the friend of our environment.
I want to congratulate the principal, the International Rwanda Youth for Development IRYD Harmony Foundation of Canada, and this is my time for the foundation of this important life-changing project. We have been participating in TIME's activities for 2 years. TIME project is trying to save biodiversity hotspots around the world which are threatened by human activities and habitat loss. TIME directs 100% of the money people donate to purge and protect land in Earth's most biologically diverse area. This project gave us a golden opportunity for me and for students like me to meet through this project students our age from other countries and from different cultures. So far, as part of the project, we have raised environmental awareness with the help of a variety of activities, mainly in our school and community. For example, we held a book fair and donated money to TIME. Relations with students in Rwanda allow us to expand the circle to other countries as well. This project allows us to teach about how to operate in other countries in the context of conserving a variety of species. Therefore, I would like to thank IRYD, Harmony and TIME for letting us participate in this important project. Thank you.
Thank you all for paying attention to this amazing video. Moving forward, I would like to welcome Mr. Michael Bloomfield, who is the founder and executive director of Harmony Foundation of Canada. Harmony Foundation is a registered charitable organization that was created to provide education and encourage the cooperation essential to development, which is socially and environmentally sustainable. Mr. Bloomfield, the floor is yours.
Unmute.
Yeah, you can unmute your mic so that you can be able to hear.
Now
me.
it's unmuted.
Yeah, thank you.
Technology is so complicated. A warm welcome to friends, colleagues, and audience members. It's my pleasure to share with you a few thoughts about this collaboration, how it came together and its importance, and to express the gratitude on behalf of the Harmony Foundation to Ambassadors Adam and Higiro and our wonderful partners from Time and iRide. Ambassadors, you honor us with your participation. More importantly, you help us inspire young people to learn together about each other and how to be good environmental citizens. People-to-people cooperation is the best way to achieve a peaceful, just, and healthy world. Biodiversity is a very important part of that puzzle. The world, alarmingly, is losing species at a rate 100 times, some say 1,000 times, the natural rate of extinction. Scientists predict that on our current path of habitat loss, between 1/3 and 1/2 of all species, plants and animals, will face extinction by the end of this century. That's not only bad news for them, their disappearance will destabilize the natural systems we depend on for life, and therefore human civilization. So it's very important that all of us, and certainly young people, are prepared in their own lives to work for the survival and the flourishing of biodiversity. The primary cause is habitat destruction. Humans transforming habitats for our own purposes by practices that include deforestation, oil and gas extraction, and mining. Second is overuse. Our demands are simply too great for the natural world to sustain them. Humans consume natural resources faster than nature can replenish them, and we know that's a recipe for disaster. For example, overfishing. Many of the fishery stocks around the world have declined considerably, and some have collapsed. And we push wild animals out of their homes so we can build our own homes and farms. Third is chemical pollution. We've introduced many toxic pollutants to the world, which is causing health and reproductive problems, not only for wild animals, but again for humans. And add to all of that climate change, and it's clear to anyone paying attention to what's happening in the world that humanity has some very serious challenges. But in my long career as a wildlife biologist, an environmental educator and advocate, I've spent my time looking for solutions, not dwelling on problems. And this project is a great example. Perhaps a year ago, I had two experiences that I briefly want to share with you that helped bring us here today. First, I read about Uri Shanas and Time, and as my nature, I didn't passively take interest in the project. I reached out to Uri, and we found that we had a lot in common. Not only our deep concern about the decline in biodiversity, but a deep commitment to teaching students about it, and wherever possible to bring them together across cultures to learn. This is a repeating theme in the work that we're all doing. Deep down, all of us know that meeting humanity's challenges depends on people from around the world working together in peace and with mutual respect. Around the same time, I met Moses Gashirabake. We both serve on the board of directors of the Raoul Wallenberg Center for Human Rights from Montreal. Again, as in Uri's case, I found in Moses a kindred spirit committed to making the world a better place. So I brought them together and I proposed the idea of a program that would partner students from Rwanda and Israel to learn about each other and biodiversity. A program of friendship and learning coupled with local biodiversity protection. And I want to give special thanks to Rogozan High in Israel and Group Scolaire and Shelter Them in Rwanda for being our inaugural partners, for giving us the chance to work with you on this exciting project. Your leadership will help us succeed and help us create more opportunities for more schools to join in the future. We don't intend to stop here. This Rwanda-Israel collaboration is a natural. Both countries, small in size, have distinguished themselves as leaders in protecting biodiversity. Thanks to people like Uri and Moses, our patrons, Ambassador Adam and Higiro, and the teams at iRide, Time, Rogozan High, Group Scolaire, and Shelter Them, this program is going to be a great success, and I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you for your interest and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bloomfield. Thank you on the great remarks and very educative on the importance of biodiversity, as well as the effects that it has on our health as humans and the environment in general. And also the importance of working together as humans to make this world a better place. So moving on, I would like to introduce and welcome His Excellency Prosper Higiro, who is the High Commissioner of Rwanda to Canada. Prior to that, he served as a senator and vice president of the Senate of Rwanda. High Commissioner Higiro has also worked in Rwanda's Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Handcraft, and participated in the 2010 presidential elections in Rwanda as a candidate. Your Excellency, time is yours. You can unmute.
Thank you, our own Miss Rwanda 2015, for this opportunity. And Your Excellency, Ambassador Ron Adam, Mr. Michael Bloomfield, founder and executive director of Harmony Foundation of Canada, Professor Yurishanas from University of Haifa, Israel, Moses Gashirabake, Josephine and Jocelyn from Shelter Them, dear friends. First of all, I would like to thank you for having associated me to this project that I fully support, and doing this on behalf of my government, the government of the Republic of Rwanda, and on behalf of our Rwanda High Commission to Canada. And of course, let me take this opportunity on behalf of our mission to thank you all for your presence, though virtual, at the launch of this Israel-Rwanda School Biodiversity Pilot Project. My appreciation goes to the iRide Canada and Harmony Foundation of Canada for having taken this initiative and partnered in this project, including partnering with Time and Shelter Them, Batarure. This initiative is a clear demonstration of how a committed youth can contribute greatly to the world's sustainable development. 27 years after genocide against Tutsi in Rwanda, the Rwandan people has achieved very much in terms of economic reconstruction, and resilience made us stronger and continues to help us to rebuild the Rwanda we want for our next generations. We are grateful that the Rwandan youth continues to show us that they are able to take over, especially through different initiatives like this, because they have responsibility to carry on this legacy of working hard by building strong economic and social fabrics. Today, we are launching the biodiversity project in different schools in Rwanda and Israel. As you all know, the biodiversity is very important in human managed as well as natural ecosystems. Indeed, the biodiversity is the foundation of ecosystem services to which human well-being is very well linked. That is why we are all grateful for this collaboration, which led to the launch of this pilot biodiversity program, which some chosen schools in Rwanda and Israel will benefit from. This is also in line with the objectives and priorities of the government of Rwanda through mainly its action plan on biodiversity adopted in 2016. Biodiversity is a key to human survival and livelihood, especially in developing countries such as Rwanda, where a large proportion of the population depend on natural resources for their living. And I would like to take this opportunity again to thank all partners and the stakeholders and our friends from Israel for this great collaboration. Over the years, Rwanda has built a good bilateral relation with the state of Israel, demonstrated by diplomatic presence in both our countries, but also by a strong cooperation in various areas and sectors. As you all know, Rwanda has many similarities with Israel, and this has created a vast mutual cooperation and understanding. The two countries share the same histories broadly defined by genocide. The genocide against the Tutsi in 1994 and the Holocaust. From these tragedies, our respective governments were able to shape united and resilient societies ready to move forward and in the right direction. Thank you, Ambassador Adam, for your presence today. That is a demonstration of your support to this pilot project. I would also like to thank the stakeholders from Canada, especially Harmony and iRide and Shelter Them. This project will not be launched today without their full support. And Canada is a second homeland for many Rwandans, and the government of Rwanda appreciates the good relations with Canada, which continue to grow and strengthen through the years. And one of the areas of cooperation between Rwanda and Canada is sustainable development. Your Excellency, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to conclude my speech by a deep thank to you all for this initiative and the collaboration it has brought. The government of Rwanda and our mission in Canada will continue to play its role and fully support these initiatives, in particular those involving the young generations and saving our biodiversity for a sustainable development. I'm sure this project will inspire other youth projects and partnerships in a new future. Thank you again for your kind attention, and I wish you all the best and fully success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency Higiro. Thank you so much for emphasizing on the importance of biodiversity on the livelihood of human beings, but as well as the responsibility of us as the young people of Rwanda to maintain that great path. So moving on, I would like to introduce His Excellency, the Ambassador, Dr. Ron Adam. Dr. Ron Adam has served in the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs since October 1990. During his first period at the ministry, he worked for the Office of the Director General and dealt mainly with the Oslo process and the economic peace with the Palestinians. He also had a long diplomatic career at the Israeli UN mission in New York. In 2018, Dr. Adam was appointed the first Israeli ambassador to Rwanda with residency in Kigali and opened the new embassy on May 1st, 2019.
Thank you. Ambassador Prosper Higiro, I'm sure we would have met if you were here. I'm happy to meet you across the Atlantic. Dear Moses, it was great really to know you recently and to learn about what you do. Uri Shanas, I think we met by not long ago through the Zoom, so you explained to me the whole idea. And Michael, the connector, it's good to meet you and to see what you do. It's an amazing initiative. And thank you for connecting Rwanda with Israel. So, and I'm happy also for the presence of the schools and the organizations like This Is My Earth and the Israel-Rwanda Youth for Development. We talk about Earth, and I want to tell you that Earth talks. Unfortunately, we have been through about 5 earthquakes today, felt in Kigali. My building, which is you don't see anymore the view, but I'm sitting in Kigali Heights, and from the 6th floor, we felt it very strongly. Even we were scared. Some of us left the building, which is unpleasant, but this is Earth. So we have to hug and accept Earth as is, right? We need to protect biodiversity. We need to protect forests. We need to protect the nature. And also we need to accept what Earth is transmitting to us, if it's through COVID or through earthquakes. You can, of course, connect it to the Creator, but you can also just talk about nature, humans relations, which is very complex. So yeah, having said all that, I want to tell you that that nature and natural conservation is part and parcel of my job here. I just want to inform you that during Earth Day, which was 22 of April, the embassy connected with the Center of Excellence of Biodiversity and Natural Resources Management in the University of Rwanda in the Huye campus. I'm not sure how many of you know about this. This is the herbarium of Rwanda. Moses, do you know about this herbarium, by the way? Moses?
Yes, I do.
You know.
Yes.
So this herbarium is really amazing. I mean, it holds 17,000 species of flowers and plants. However, these species are not documented enough, not in the computer, not anywhere. So they are now doing the process of archiving the plants. So what we did in Earth Day, first of all, we had the first day going to Nyungwe with the students and collecting species. We collected about 20 species just as a beginning of this process. And the second day, we inaugurated the course, which we financed as the government of Israel, the course of archiving biodiversity, archiving species of plants in Rwanda. and the course for about 20 students who are going to do it now. They're going to archive and store data of many plants as much as possible. So the message was very clear during the event and also in the media. First of all, a message of awareness to Earth Day. I am sorry to say that Earth Day was not at all mentioned in Rwanda except what we did. I also was happy to bring along with me to Huye, to this place, some dignitaries from the Ministry of Environment and REMA, which was very good exercise because they had to go there. And you don't see many officials going outside Kigali, not too many, in too many occasions. So I was very happy they went there, they saw the herbarium, we raised awareness of Earth Day, and we raised awareness to biodiversity. And biodiversity is essence for the future of Earth, for the future of plants, and especially under the backdrop of the heat of the climate change, and so less and less species are really surviving. So this was a very important message and a very important project that we did. I'm happy on this specific project, which connects, of course, students from both countries, which is part of what I do here, and I will relate to it in a minute. But I think it holds many components which are very good for the children's education. Of course, one of them is talking English. It's very simple, but very important. Environment and awareness to the environment, awareness to the biodiversity, awareness to climate change. It is part of the people to people, is through the students, and it also has this donation component, which also teach the children to save and to donate to important causes. It's very important. I'm not sure they know, not here and not in Israel, how important it is, and it's good that it starts with that, and donations specifically to protect forests and protect land is amazing. I mean, I salute whoever thought about it, and I understand it's you, Michael, or others, I don't know, but it's amazing. So about what we do here, yes, we discuss so many things connecting to the similarities of these both countries, these sister countries, and the similarities we start, of course, with the genocide and the Holocaust, and it is everywhere, it's overwhelming our agenda. But we do try to promote modern agriculture and water management, to promote tourism, to come here and see. We promote ICT and innovation, as well as education, health, culture, people to people, through culture, through sport, many things that we do here. And I'm very proud. We opened the embassy on May 1st, which is 2 years ago, plus 1 month. And the agenda is long. The president really told me when I came that I should plan to work 24/7, and that's what I do. Every time I meet the president, he's very happy and very proud of what I do here and about the relations that are really deepening. And I think this project is part of it. So thank you for all the initiators. Thank you for the nice and talented MC, Dorian. And I wish all of the students, I don't know who is online, but I wish all of you success in this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. Ron Adams. And thank you for the insightful and great remarks. And I like the part where you mentioned that you are raising awareness in young people on how to participate to important causes through donation. I think that's very important. Thank you so much for that. And moving along, I am going to welcome and introduce Professor Uri Shanas, who is the CEO and founder of This Is My Earth Time, which is a not-for-profit organization that provides a global, transparent, and democratic platform for anyone and everyone to help preserve biodiversity.
Hi, good evening, good morning, everyone from Canada, from Rwanda, from Israel. Duran, can I share my screen? Is it possible? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Okay, so can you give me a sharing now? Okay, great.
Okay.
So, is it okay? Do you see my shared screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay. So let me begin and tell you a little bit about time. If my cat here will not disturb me too much, which she tries to grab the attention. So as Michael said, we are facing great challenges in the world, and two of the greatest challenges are global changes or global climate change and species extinction. In fact, every second we lose forest area the size of a football field. And in the past 50 years, we lost on Earth 2/3 of the wildlife. Almost unbelievable that this is what we humans did in 50 years. And scientists are talking now about a 6-mass extinction, that we are entering this area of 6-mass extinction, reminding you that the last mass extinction was 66 million years ago. We weren't here when the dinosaurs disappeared. And for many years, I've been teaching that to students, including one of them is Karen, who is in the crowd now and is a major part of this program as a high school teacher now. So I've been teaching that and trying to provide my students information, trying to raise their awareness. But at a certain point, I realized that it's not enough. And I started to think, is there anything that I can do personally about this destruction? And not only me, but every person in the world, is it possible that we can do something as small people, a small part of the world? And of course, the first thing that came to my mind is, as Michael said, the major cause for species extinction is habitat destruction. So what we would like first to do is, like you see in the picture, to hug all the forests, to hug all the trees, to say protect all the lands. Of course, this is a little bit childish perspective. And so I thought maybe we can do some prioritization. Maybe we can prioritize those land that we want to save. And this is where science came to our hand and told us that there are some places in the world are in major need of protection. And these are called biodiversity hotspots, that are region of both significant biodiversity and it is threatened with destruction. And they only amount to 2.3% of the land surface of the planet. So maybe we can start with that, start with this 2.3% of the land. But how do we do that? So I dig more into this land, and then I came across an almost unbelievable piece of information, and that is that more than 50% of the hotspots in the area, in the world, are in private ownership. So let's go and purchase them. Let's do it together, but not with my small salary or each one of us, but maybe if we can get together, we can do something to protect these lands. And this is how I formed TIME, which is an acronym for This Is My Earth, which the mission is to purchase and preserve lands that are home to unique ecosystems that are threatened by human activities. But not only doing the crowdfunding, we wanted more than that. So we wanted to actually enable every person, every kid in the world to help us to reduce this habitat destruction by purchasing the lands in those hotspots and to join a democratic and interactive and educating organization. So how do we do that? First, we decided it would be the most affordable international environmental organization. If you have $1, you can become a member in time. And not only that, we promise you that 100% of your dollar or whatever you decided to give will go to land protection, will go to protect those biodiversity hotspots, and we are completely transparent, will be transparent for where the money goes. And moreover, we will give every member a democratic vote, the option to vote on our website where they want us to go and purchase the land. So it's not that the managers decide or the scientists decide, it's each person has a vote, an equal vote. Whether he donated $1 or donated $10,000, they have one vote. And by that, we have, with a twink, we also teach a little bit about what is democracy and equity. So we called on scientists from all over the world. We have a scientific committee with representatives from every continent, and they actually do the first screening of all the lands that need to be protected before they are uploaded to our website. And we have a board meeting, we have the board, and we have volunteers, and everyone, both the volunteers and the board and the scientists, they're all volunteer. Everyone gives their time and efforts to make it happen because it's completely with no overhead. All the people are volunteer. It's a I would say extreme nonprofit organization. And with that, we developed this website, and we allow, this is how our website will look like. We have each year or each campaign 3 different lands around the world that need the protection and need the vote of the members. So people donate as much as they can, and the money is distributed among the project depending on the number of votes they receive. So this year, for example, we have a place, a jungle in Belize, in Ecuador, and also in Africa, in Kenya, a savanna near the Masai Mara area. So with this, we thought also this could be a great tool for education. And I'll show that in a second. But I would like also to show you that we already made some purchases along the way, and we managed in the past years to purchase lands in the upper Amazon in 2016 and 2017, saving really precious animals. For example, this monkey that you see here, only 250 individuals were left of this yellow-tailed woolly monkey, and we managed to purchase a nice parcel of land to save it. And then also a marine area in Belize and another forest in Colombia. And this year we are about, I mean, for the money that we collected last year, we are about to purchase a beautiful place in Brazil and in Kenya. So how do we work with the kids? So we allow the kids, of course, to decide where they want us to purchase the land. They need to vote, but in order to vote, they need to go to each of these places and learn about these areas. And while they learn, they study natural sciences, they study geography, they practice language, they have decision-making processes, they go to social sciences, and also and it's also much about values as activism, as democracy and equity. Everything goes into this package. And if in fact we started already to bring these programs from preschool to university, and of course we adapted to each age every time we bring it to a school. And it's amazing what the students have to say. For example, they say, this is high school students, how they learn about themselves, that they can set a goal and achieve it, or they realize that they can make a difference, or after they vote on the Time website, they feel that they did something. So they start with individual learning, and then they go to debates, and it's a mutual learning, and this is what we also hope to do, and we will do between the two schools in Israel and Rwanda. So so time is much, it's about education, it's about conservation, it's about democracy, and I am very excited to that we begin this program. We already had a meeting between the schools, and it is very exciting, and I wish everyone much success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Uri Shanas. And thank you for enlightening us and highlighting the challenges, but also providing solutions and making the young people in our generation be able to take part of it. Our next speakers I'm going to introduce are the co-founders of Shelter Them, Batarude, which is a national non-government organization registered in Rwanda, whose mission is to empower vulnerable and underprivileged children in Rwanda by integrating them in an environment where their basic growth and development needs are met, and by then providing them with tools and resources they need for these children to have a bright, independent, and sustainable future. So I introduce to you Ms. Josephine Murphy and Mrs. Jocelyn Alexander.
Thank you, Dorian. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. This has been really great to just hearing from everyone. I'd like just to introduce myself because we're twins and we look alike. So I'm Josephine Murphy. I'm a co-founder of Shelter Them, and I do have a Jocelyn as my partner. And there's one more important person now you're not seeing right now. It's Jules Higiro, who is the coordinator and the person who's doing the implementation of the whole program in Rwanda. So we couldn't do it without him and the team on the ground in Rwanda. So Jules Higiro, thank you so much for being online with us. And so just allow me to say that I appreciate the time that you give us, and thank everyone who tuned in today on the event to support our work and listen to what we're doing and be a part of it, hopefully in the future. And our collaborators and partners, the iRide, Time, and Harmony Foundation, we really understand the power of collaboration, and that's why we're able to do this between the three countries. And so you've heard about really what Shelter Them is about, that we are more about a holistic approach to a child's growth and development, though it is what we do within many different projects. Our focus remains as education. It is really the key to sustainable, independent future. And how are you going to have the future, whether you're young or old, without having a good, healthy planet? So I appreciate that Shelter Them is among the countries or the projects that were selected to be a part of this biodiversity project. And also, Shelter Them really, as I said, we work with the Ministry of Education because with other programs, but I'm glad that we are also aligned with the government of Rwanda National Biodiversity and Action Plan 2016. And I did hear from presentations that Rwanda is really doing some actions toward this. So again, we've had a really great time in connection with the school in Israel and the Groupe Scolaire Rugando, and we're all together really working well to see that we're conserving our planet and we're making a difference in the world. I'm going to split this time with Jocelyn, who's my partner. We have only about 5 minutes. I won't take too much of your time, but I appreciate this collaboration and I can see great things happening. Jocelyn, you're on. Thank you very much, Josephine. Yeah, that's great. Again, I am a co-founder of Shelter Them, and I'm a chair of Shelter Them Rwanda. Let me just tell you exciting work that we do in Rwanda. Currently, Shelter Them is supporting 188 children through different programs. There are 3: education, family support, and socioeconomic empowerment, community development. First, education, we have Early Childhood Development Center. It was opened this year, March. Shelter Them opened this ECDC, Early Childhood Education in Gateko, where 87 children from vulnerable families are under the age 6, get protection, hygiene and sanitation, nutrition, playtime, and learn. So kids are having a wonderful time. The elementary, of course, secondary, and the post-education, it is one of the programs that we support by providing tuition, supplying elementary, high school, and post-secondary students. So education equals hope. I'm really excited that that's what we're focusing and talking about today. Second, family support. This project is mainly funded through sponsorship, which is $40 a month. This is one of the things that we encourage people to get involved and support. So what we do, we provide housing. I'm excited to say that we built 5 homes in Gateko for 5 vulnerable families last year. And this is through the land that was given by the government of Rwanda, which we're very honored and humbled with the collaboration we have. And the last one I mentioned in our program is the socioeconomic empowerment and community development. Shelter Them provides to our beneficiaries with the tools and resources they need to become independent and self-sufficient in the future. That's the way to release poverty. It's not to give fish, it's to teach them how to fish. So I think we have that secret and we understand it really well within our organization. So we do support local farming and sowing cooperatives. Our beneficiaries are encouraged to work and generate income to support their own families. So we have 2 cooperatives, farming, community savings. So again, I encourage you to learn more about Shelter Them, what we're doing, to get involved. Go to our website, shelterthem.com. There's a lot of information, details you can read and get to know what we do in Rwanda and be part of us. So this is a really exciting day, different partners, and this is what we're heading. Work together, make the team to make the dream. So I thank you, everyone who is part of us. It has been great. Looking forward to work with you. Josephine, I think she has an exciting news for next month for Shelter Them.
Well, we have an event today. It's a virtual one, but Shelter Them is organizing our 15th annual event virtually now. If you can join our website, shelterthem.com, our social media under Shelter Them Rwanda, and join us on Sunday, June the 6th. We're going to talk about all these projects we do, including how to love and conserve our planet. Thank you so much, and you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josephine and Jocelyn. And personally, I have known Shelter Them for a while, and I've been part of your events, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and I hope everyone gets to come and see and hear the testimonies. So thank you so much. So going on to the next section, we're going to have a Q&A session. I will start with a couple of questions here that were sent in. And just a reminder to everyone who's watching, you can, if you're on Zoom, you can send your question through the Q&A box, or if you're on social media, you can also send it there, and we'll try to see if we can bring it on and read it here. So the first question goes to IRIDE, and Moses will take on this. How many junior high school in Israel and Rwanda do you hope to connect?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dorian. And again, thank you, Your Excellencies and our partners. So at the moment, we have 2 schools, but our goal is to connect as many schools as possible. I remember, when I was a high school student many years back in Kenya, I used to read autobiographies, and one of the autobiographies that I read was for Nelson Mandela. And essentially he said education is the most powerful tool that you can use to change the world. So we hope to connect as many schools as possible in the hope that they can change the world. If within the next 2 years we can do 100 schools, in 5 years do 1,000 schools, and then hopefully in the next 15 years across Rwanda, that will be amazing. So thanks.
Thank you so much, Moses. Thank you for clarifying on that. And the next question goes to Harmony Foundation of Canada. So Mr. Bloomfield will take on this one. How long will the Israel-Rwanda School Biodiversity Pilot Program take?
We have a year program planned, and then we will expand it, as Moses has said. We'll learn through this experience how the methodology is best applied, how to involve students most effectively, and to join them with their communities. And then based on those lessons we've learned, we have every intention of expanding the program to more schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, thank you so much. And the last question that we have sent in is for both IRIDE and Harmony Foundation. Apart from biodiversity and environmental training, what else will the students learn? So Mr. Bloomfield, you can go first and then Moses can follow.
What I hope they'll learn is appreciation and respect for each other as people and human beings. That's where all of this begins, and the foundation of peace and mutual respect that allows these relationships, not only through the program, but far into the lives of the participants, allow them to expand. And I'll let Moses go from here, but as Uri and Moses and others have made clear, there are opportunities to learn language skills, organizing skills, community development, a number of different fields of study in school. So it's a very broad opportunity to infuse biodiversity content and principles through a number of different courses. Moses?
Yeah, thank you, Michael, and thank you, Dorian. Yeah, in addition to that, you know, the government of Rwanda has done a tremendous job in promoting information and communication technology. I remember in 2015, when I was in Rwanda, I was with, you know, His Excellency Paul Kagame, somebody who I appreciate a lot in terms of how he has pushed the country to continue in the path of development. And one of the things that I saw is, you know, the government installing smart classrooms in elementary schools and high schools, and the one laptop per child initiative. So what we hope to do is that, you know, we're going to participate in that. So by connecting rural schools with internet, giving them equipment, so ICT equipment like computers, modems and furniture for them to be able to connect virtually. And we hope that these skills are going to be used not just to conserve the environment, but to also develop skills that are going to help them be global citizens. Thanks.
And I guess we didn't make it clear that that equipment is part of this program because we want the students in Israel and Rwanda to connect to each other visually in real time, not just remotely. So the equipment is being provided to the schools to enable that to happen on a regular basis.
Thank you both for very detailed and clear answers. Our next speaker is Maître Moses Gashirabake, who is the co-founder and co-president of the International Rwanda Youth for Development, IRIDE, which is also a not-for-profit independent platform engaging young Rwandan Canadians and their friends from other countries or on socio-economic issues affecting them in Canada and abroad. Moses, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Dorian. Mine will be very brief. Thank you again. I'd like to, give a vote of thanks to our Excellencies, High Commissioner Prosper Higiro, the Ambassador of Rwanda to Canada, and I'd like to thank Ambassador Ron Adam, the Ambassador of Israel in Rwanda. I mean, your support to the program and the project that we're doing means a lot. It shows the commitment that you have, not just as representatives of your countries in Canada and Rwanda, but as people who are really committed to connecting people-to-people ties between the two countries and in Canada. And as High Commissioner Higiro said, we have a lot of Rwandans who live in Canada who have two citizenships. So they are Rwandans, they are Canadians, and it's good that now we're connecting to make a change. Of course, I'd like to thank my friend, Michael Bloomfield. I mean, I met Michael through a former professor of mine, so Professor Orin Kotler, who is the former Minister of Justice of Canada. So he found the Raoul Wallenberg Center for Human Rights. And essentially, I'm trained as a lawyer, but human rights and education and the environment are my other passions. So when I met Michael through Professor Kotler's initiative, we really connected, and the work that you do through Harmony is appreciated. I'd like to thank Professor Uri Shanas. Your curriculum essentially is what we need. And I love the fact that we're customizing it to the situation in Rwanda. So we're not going in with just a curriculum, but we're looking at the specifics. So thank you so much. Jocelyn and Josephine, Shelter Them, and Jules, our implementation partner. We really want to thank you for what you've been doing. I remember in 2013, when His Excellency Paul Kagame came to Canada, he gave a piece of land to Shelter Them, and he challenged you to create programming and educational programs in Rwanda, and you've done exactly that. So in the last 8 years, I've seen you grow. I've been a participant in your programming, and it's amazing to be with you. I'd like to also thank the Rwandan Canadian Healing Center, who provided the technology that we're using today. And the Rwandan Canadian Healing Center is another amazing organization in Toronto, as we all have had the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda is a reality. It's been 27 years, but it's still a reality for Rwandans in Canada and Rwandans in Rwanda. And that organization essentially helps Rwandans to develop themselves and move towards healing. So that shared connection with Israel through the Holocaust, an unfortunate global event, is something that is in our conscience. As we do our programming, we also remember the victims in Rwanda and the victims in the Jewish people and other people that were killed. Last but not least, I'd like to just appreciate our MC, so Dorian, who did an excellent job. She's our vice president, and I keep challenging her and telling her that when we're gone, she's going to be taking over the torch. And thank you for the work that you've done, and really appreciate the work. So once again, Your Excellencies, thank you for your support. We are going to continue engaging with you. And just before we go, I'd like to mention that Professor Uri Shanas will be in Rwanda in December. So his presentation has been selected at a global biodiversity conference happening in Kigali. And we hope as well in the future to get the students from Israel to come to Rwanda, and then hopefully at some point, students in Rwanda to go to Israel. So again, thank you so much, and I'll give back the word to Dorian. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moses, for the vote of thanks. And we have a lot of messages coming in under the chat. A lot of them are people thanking you all for being here and taking your time to be part of this. There is one message though that has a suggestion that I'd like to read. It says, as a master's student, it's from Silas Shimimana, who's in Rwanda. He says, as a master student in plant science in University of Rwanda College of Agriculture, Animal Science and Veterinary Medicine, I suggest, if possible, to have a huge partnership with master program in plant science as it linked to biodiversity in order to share the research topics related biodiversity to be worked by the master students during thesis. This will help the students to contribute more in biodiversity program, as well as biodiversity conservation, as those topics after research will help the world to know the solutions of the challenges through the findings from those research topics. So yes, sure. Mr. Bloomfield, yes.
Very quickly, Silas, here is an encouragement for you and a small challenge. As you just learned from Moses, Ori Shanas will be in Rwanda in December. Why don't you have your school extend an invitation for Professor Shanas to make a presentation to you? And from there, discussions can begin.
Certainly, I will be glad. Yeah, I will be very interested and glad to visit the university and give a talk there and start a discussion of collaboration. Yeah, it would be great.
Absolutely, and I've left my email in the chat. Silas will be happy to connect as well and follow up.
Okay, amazing. I guess Silas has all the information that I need so that he can be able to get in contact with the collaborators. And this brings us to the end of our event today. On behalf of iRide and our collaborators, I want to thank His Excellency Prosper Higiro, the High Commissioner of Rwanda to Canada, and His Excellency the Ambassador Dr. Ron Adam, the Ambassador of Israel to Rwanda, for making time in your busy schedules to join us here this evening. And for those who joined us on Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook, we appreciate your time and support. And it has been a pleasure being your host today. I wish you all a pleasant week. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you.